What's going on, everyone? Over here getting organized. I sent out a couple invites. As you come in, please share the live. We have lots to talk about. We have lots to discuss. I'm going to allow Spirit to take the lead in these conversations today because it's quite a bit. Let me got a couple things I gotta light real quick to ensure our safety and protection at this time. Come on in. As you come in, go ahead and like the live. Go ahead and hit the follow button if it's your first time here. I promise you there's going to be something here for everyone. I'm just ensuring the atmosphere is nice and cleansed and, filled with love, because clearly we all know there's a lot going on right now, especially when it comes to the rights and freedoms of women. But not only that, if you haven't taken a gander at Project 2025, there are other things that are at risk, such as Medicaid and stuff like such as Medicaid and things of that nature. So those are things that people may also find to be important and definitely need to be on the radar of others. I am not super well versed on Project 2025, so I'm not going to be talking about it fully while we're here, but just know, for me, and again, this politics stuff I do not get into for real, but for me, I take it as, sorry, give me 1 second, just get myself together here, making sure I have some water. Can y'all hear me okay? Like I said, just making sure that we are cleansed, connected, and protected. We don't have any type of issues. I hope you hear me okay. I just have this feeling that this is going to be a very powerful live, and it's a lot of energy coming in and out. So I just want to make sure that I'm prepared. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I got the fan going over here because I get hot when I channel. So just want to get everything set and squared away. Woo. Just want to let you guys know I'm so grateful for you coming in at this time. Come in, go ahead and like. If you haven't followed me as of yet, go ahead and follow me on all of my social media platforms. I will also go ahead and link my bio site here. You can book at bio.site/Transformational Empress, or you can book at www.thetransformationalempress.com. And it wasn't posted, probably because, okay, let's see. Let's see. Boom. I'm still learning how to work this stuff. Let's pin that up there. Okay, here. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Again, I hope you guys can hear me okay. And if need be, I will go get the laptop and we can have a actual discussion on Project 2025. But I posted on my TikTok not too long ago a person who did a little breakdown of it, and I had no idea all the things that they were taking and removing, and what that could mean for us as women. And I want to be very clear, this is not a male bashing session. I love our divine males. I'm one of those people. I don't do the whole back and forth banter. I believe on a mental, physical, and spiritual level, men need women, women need men. Masculine energy and feminine energy cannot survive without one another, even on a universal level, hence the law of gender. So yeah, that's very important. But how do I want to start? Just want to get grounded here and allow for more people to come on in. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and start with this deck here. This is the Moon Goddess Oracle deck. This is actually the deck I do a lot of my Divine Feminine readings. And I just think it's fitting. I definitely think it's fitting. I already know what... Ooh. That one. We'll see. Oh. Divine Spirit, Holy Spirit, source of all that is. What does our Divine Feminine Collective need to know at this time? What do we need to hear at this time? I'm hearing balance. I'm hearing, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, this might be a little hard to hear, but I'm hearing, I have to be very selective about my words because I don't want to encourage one thing or another, but I'm hearing this is the time for us to truly love ourselves more. Because the fight isn't just against spirit, not good. It's the words. Okay. So I'm trying to find the words to say because this is going to be very sensitive. I'm hearing to love ourselves more. Become more selective with who we share our bodies with, for sure. Because this is the main topic. This is the main part that a lot of us are concerned about. And I'm hearing we're more powerful than we think. In a sense of we are capable of more than we think. We're in control of more than we think. I'm trying to figure out which way I want to go with this message because it's heavy and I'm nervous about being able to articulate it in a way that won't, it might be a trigger that won't cause me to get canceled before I get off the ground type energy. So what I'm getting is, Spirit, I don't know if I want to talk about it. So let's I'm gonna allow you to talk through the cards. Okay? Because the information that I'm channeling is triggering AF, and I just feel myself doubling back and whatnot. Do I trust myself to give the message? I do, but I also feel like the collective isn't ready to hear it. So, alright, so what the Divine Feminine needs to hear is, we do, like I said, we do have a lot of power. So in sandwiched between these two cards, we have change and we have empowerment. So like I said, we have more change, we have more power than we think we do. And for me, I believe that that has a lot to do with the movement that I've been seeing on TikTok. Like I said, being more selective with your body, with the 4B movement that you've seen. And to be clear, the source of all that is not like agreeing with one side or the other. It's, okay, how can I help you navigate what it is that's going on right now? How can I give you a different perspective on what's going on right now is what I'm giving. But again, change, empowerment, gratitude, and creativity. So though we don't see it right now, there are some positive things that come from this situation. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm having a hard time. Because I know what the message is. Thank you. Okay, we have to find balance in all of it. Okay. It's giving, don't be afraid to be the bad guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm really trying, because it's giving an energy of rebellion. And am I afraid of rebellion? Absolutely not. But also I'm here for the learning, and I'm here for the balance of it all. And what I'm hearing is, in the rebellion is the balance. And that's a new message for me. So long story short, as women, it's legitimately time to take your power back. You have more influence. With this owl right here, it represents knowledge. With the moon, it represents the subconscious. It represents your emotions. It represents the things that are unknown. It represents your manifestations. It represents your purity. And then with the wolf at the bottom here, it also represents your pack-like nature. Like, a lot of people like to talk about women being catty, but really and truly, when it literally on a not a scientific level, but on a statistical level, like, I'm in school right now, and what they're teaching you is that women tend to have a better support system than men. And that's mostly because women don't mind putting themselves out there. Women don't mind having vulnerable conversations. And there isn't a stigma of having to be tough in the female community. Whereas when it comes to men, when you start to express yourself, you tend to feel, you know, when you express that vulnerability, you tend to feel like you're weak, or that toxic masculinity that's around that. So it's not because one way or the other, it's because of the stigma of the toxic masculinity. Men tend not to have as deep brotherhoods as women tend to have with their sisterhoods and womanhoods. So with that pack-like mentality, and not only that, but the way women protect their children, and that's how I'm kind of seeing, like, with the wolf there protecting. And then not only that, there's a lot in this card. If you look at her finger, she's pointing, and it's almost like magic coming out of her finger. It's like it's her intentions. It's her believing that whatever it is that she touch is going to truly transition into something beautiful. Now, with that, right next to it, we have the card of gratitude. And she has the fist up, even though it's very calm, very gentle. So what it tells me is that we're going to have to get creative and fight another way. Because going toe-to-toe with a bunch of grown men, going toe-to-toe with the system, going toe-to-toe, you know what I mean? Like, that's a lot. That's not where a woman's power is, generally. No, even when it comes to defining feminine energy, you can look it up for yourself. That's not necessarily how it goes. And if you take a look, it's so much transmutation in this. If you take a look at her shirt, you have the moon phases. So if you know anything about the moon phases, you're full at one point, and then you have the new moon, where it's no moon at all in the sky, or it's absent of being visual, and you continue to go into these cycles. So what that tells me is that this is just a part of the cycle, or this wave is only going to make its way back up. It may seem like we're in a position of being, the word disenfranchised want to come up, but I don't think that's the word I want to use. It may seem like we are behind a power curve. It may seem like we are down right now, but really and truly that's not the case, because we also have the butterflies on here. There's two butterflies. Butterflies usually means transformation, meaning that you are getting ready to take, we as a collective, or we as women, are getting ready to take a whole new form. A whole new form. And there may even be sides to that, because it's two butterflies. They're both the same color, but they're both on opposite sides here. So that tells me maybe there's a light feminine and a dark feminine energy starting to rise and be created. Not only that, right here, right next to it, we have the creativity card with the lady sitting on the crescent moon, watering or pouring water down, washing her hands of the situation. And then she also has a crown, a snake on the top of her head. And this snake is in a pinkish purplish color. And if you're familiar, the third eye chakra is the purple color. Not only that, but when your third eye is officially open, it looks like a cobra raising up. So this situation was definitely a eye-opener, not just in the physical, but in the spiritual realm for women as a collective. And this is where it's gonna get real. I was really trying not to get to this point, but it's too much symbolism in here. Like, this is just it. It is what it is. It is what it is. So women are getting ready to start taking their power back. Yes, there is a certain balance to it, but as I said before, the us taking back our power is the balance, and that can definitely look different for everyone. I should have wrote it down, but the 4B movement, I can't remember what all it's about, but it was something along the lines of, not having babies, not, giving men their bodies, and a few other things. The Grace card, that card came out earlier too, and some other things. I I can't remember. Ooh. Oh man. Okay. Ooh, at the heart of the reading. Okay. So of course we had balance. Then we have grace here with Archangel Haniel. Then we have forgiveness. We have fertility. And then we have looking within. So what's got me like, wow, is the fact that forgiveness is in the center. And to be honest, what it's telling me is forgive yourselves for not knowing, forgive yourselves for not seeing this sooner. Forgive yourselves, when I say see this sooner, forgive yourselves for not taking your power back sooner. Forgive yourselves for not seeing how unsupported you truly were in this system. Forgive yourself for not falling in line to a system that didn't necessarily serve you, if that makes sense. And in this time, it's going to be a lot of learning. It's going to be a lot of heartbreak. But give yourself grace as we embark on this journey of truly finding what it is that we deserve, finding what it is that we need to do for ourselves, to take care of ourselves. And again, I want to be very clear. I am not promoting, I'm not saying separate. I'm not saying don't come around. Keep yourself from whoever. That is not my message, and that's not the message of Source. What it's saying is, this is a wake-up call when it comes to thinking somebody gonna save you. For a very long time, and it was shown, we as women have not been protected as a whole, as a collective. And women who look like me have definitely seen that firsthand. This might come to a shock for other folks, but for people in my community, it's something that we've seen for quite some time, and it's going to take some time to heal, especially after, seeing this. And again, I'm not here for politics. I don't care. Just if I haven't made that very clear yet, I don't care for politics. Whatever. My goal is to see where we go from here and our most powerful path forward. Okay. So we've got fertility here with Luna, and then it has looking within. And what that tells me is that this is going to be the birth of new ideas. Yes, it clearly talks about, the issue that we have at hand, but in this fertility, in our wave of emotions, in our wave of caring for one another, because that's what water is, emotions and care and kindness and gentleness and patience, in truly digging in. And when I say digging in, I mean like sticking our toe into our true feelings, into the real. Because again, she's also in the dark. The dark represents the subconscious mind, and when we talk about the subconscious mind, it means those hidden thoughts and those hidden beliefs that we haven't. Hi, how you doing? How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. I'm doing a divine feminine reading. I've been seeing on TikTok and Instagram and all over my Facebook, how women as a whole have been feeling. And when I say women as a whole, there's an algorithm. So, there's women that are from my community, people that I go to school with, I'm good, and you carry on. Okay, thank you. Um, but just to kind of reiterate why I'm here, it's just women are really having a hard time right now, and I really wanted to come in and give a message from source and see how I may be of assistance in helping others, and you know, our most powerful path forward, like I said. And so far, long story short, it's time to stand up. It's time to stand up for ourselves. It's time to take care of ourselves. It's I was just talking about this card here with the snake on top, and the snake is purple, which is representative of the third eye. And when you have a Kundalini awakening, or when your third eye is finally open, your pineal gland pops open, kind of like a pine cone. And when you like cut your brain in half and you look, it's kind of representative of the snake or the python, like looking up, you know, being open, being aware, you know. And to me, this whole situation represents a wake-up call for the divine feminine, letting them know, like, hey, you weren't as well taken care of as you thought you were. There were some things that maybe you overlooked and forgave that you weren't supposed to, and now you truly see what is really going on here, if that makes sense. Like, you really see what's going on in the collective. And Spirit is just saying it's time to balance that out. It's time to take charge. It's time to really join together and start to create a situation for ourselves. And with this fertility card, I was just talking about how this young lady is finally diving, you know, dipping her toes into her emotions and how she truly feels. And with the moonlight here, with the full moon, again, she's in darkness, which represents your subconscious mind. But with that moon, it represents a light. It represents being able to see in that darkness. So there's a level of awareness, like, okay, how do I truly feel about what it is that's going on? What is the real that's going on? Not just my delusion, not just how I think men perceive me or perceive women. Because there's a lot of situations, if I'm being frank, and I keep trying to reiterate, this is not a male bashing situation, but if we are being honest, there are definitely situations in which men see the benefit of women, but they don't necessarily like women for real, or they don't necessarily respect women or the thoughts of women. They, you know, a woman can be expressing how she feels, and they more so see it as nagging than anything, versus, you know, communication. Like, are men starting to get out of that and all that stuff? Of course. But what this was meant to do was start a conversation within every female, to look within and to truly see what's really going on. And again, I keep talking about it, but pink is the color of transmutation. So whatever it is that you are experiencing, we have the ability to absorb it, transmute it, and put out whatever it is that we desire in this world. Meaning, we were given a negative situation, we are able to absorb it and then put our best foot forward into doing other things and ensuring our own safety, our own practices, our own, you know what I mean? And just like anything else, of course there's going to be allies and all that type of stuff, but, you know, as far as these, I'm trying not to be dramatic, but I just heard, like, the Underground Railroad, you know what I mean? Like, when it comes to situations where women are in deep harm, or in situations where they may experience a life or death situation, there are female doctors, you know. There was a list going around on Facebook about doctors that have no problem with doing certain procedures for you, no matter I don't want to say no matter your age, but no matter how many children you've had, or, you know, those types of things, so that if you do not want to be put in a situation where you're quote unquote caught slipping, then there's an answer for that. So that is a bit of where we're at right now. So I'm gonna put these down. Spirit, let's go with this right here. So this is one of my newest Divine Feminine decks. Let me make sure I don't have any other cards in here. I don't know, I keep looking at this one. I might need to go with this one. I'm gonna do it. Study long, study wrong. God, Spirit, Holy Spirit, just continue to lead me and guide me to get this message out. So this is what Spirit is saying. It's a reckoning. It's a balance. Let's be grateful. Let's be grateful that this happened, because it really showed us as a Divine Feminine collective what's really going on. Okay? And now we have an opportunity to change, adjust, balance it out however it is we deem fit. Okay? That's what I'm getting. Look within, see what it is you can add to the situation, add to the energy of the collective. And I hope you guys can hear me very well. Like I said, I have the fan going because when I channel, it's like that. Alright. Spirit, Holy Spirit, first of all, that is, give me more. Let's see if I have an actual question. So how should we go about this? How should we go about this? I'm hearing it's going to be different for everybody. Of course, everybody has different talents. The Queen of Wands. Everybody has different talents, okay? Again, symbolism with the butterfly and the lions and the cats. So all of them are feminine energies. All of them are felines, but they all look different. You got the black cat. Remember I was talking about the rise of the dark feminine and the light feminine. I'm trying to tell you. That's what it is. So it's going to look different for everybody, how they choose to step up and aid what's going on here. And again, I'm seeing the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is, waiting for your ships to come in, and it was on top of gratitude. And remember, the gratitude card was with the butterflies here. So once again, being thankful that the situation was revealed to us sooner than later. Being grateful. And then there's an idea of waiting. Like maybe there's more. Is there more to this situation? I'm hearing it two ways. There's more to this situation, but there's also more that we can do for ourselves. We're going to be amazed at how many things end up coming to light around what it is that we can do for ourselves as a collective, as a female and Divine Feminine collective. And Three of Wands, yes. Yeah. We got the Death card. And we got the Seven of Swords. And to me, it's giving death to the illusions. We're stepping into a whole new space. And the Death card landed right on top of creativity. So again, I already told you about how I felt about that snake. But this is a brand new pathway. It's creating a whole new agenda. It's creating a whole new life, a whole new life. I'm hearing communities. Seven of Swords is about trickster energy. It's about being manipulated. It's about being sneaky. It's about not being aware of a situation or trying to. It can also mean strategy. It can also mean strategy, and it fell right on top of the empowerment card. So remember, I made the analogy about the Underground Railroad, like there being us coming up with slick, crafty, sly ways of being able to empower ourselves and enrich ourselves with the Star card here at the bottom of the deck. All this hoping and praying and stuff that we was doing, no, baby, the Star card has an eye on it. Again, with the star, with the eye being there, representative of that third eye. No, you see clearly. I can see clearly now. There was a lot of people on TikTok that were saying how they felt like at first they were angry, but then there was this calm because they were like, okay, I see you. I see exactly what it is that's happening. I see exactly what it is you want to do, X, Y, and Z. So it's representative of that. Now, with the balance card, we've got the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Balance. With the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Balance. Thank you, Spirit. So, what that tells me is that we are way more resourceful than we may think. Okay? Pentacles is representative of finances, but it can also mean information, and it can also mean resources, people, things you can utilize in order to get things done, tools, that type of things. And again, with the Queen of Pentacles showing up with the beehive at the back, it just kind of lets you know that there is a collective that is brewing. There is a hive that is brewing. There is a unity, a cultivation of a community that is on the verge of happening at this point. And again, the Grace card here, we're going to clarify that really quickly. But with Grace being next, it sort of tells me, yeah, Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is representative of the wounded warrior. It's like, give yourself grace for not knowing, but also, okay, you see it now. You see it now. Accept it so we can keep it moving. The wounded warrior represents, you know, a person who may have gone through a lot of different things, and they're still standing their ground, or they're like, I've been beaten, battered, I fought, but I'm still here. It's like energy. So definitely tired. So give yourself grace, but also, as I stated, it just left. Give yourself grace, and maybe that was the message. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace, figuring out what it is, because, you know, I'm pretty sure there's a few people that are, you know, feeling a little high strung, a little high stress at the moment. So we've got forgiveness, and we've got the Hangman. And if you look at the bottom. So you've got the flower that's like opened up, and you also have the hands that's opened up at the same time. So it's giving the same type of energy. And the Hangsman, it's like being suspended. It could mean being on pause. It could mean seeing something from a different perspective, and that's where the forgiveness comes in. That's where the forgiveness comes in. We don't like where none of this went. We don't like where none of this shit went. But at the end of the day, it was meant to show us exactly where we were, where we stand in the community, where we stand in politics, where we stand in the eyes of the individuals around us. They may not have thought that that's what they were showing us, but at the end of the day, that's exactly what it is. And Spirit is like, it's time to balance this out. It's time to balance this out. The information that just transpired is meant to empower us, to give us information, and we are meant to utilize that and keep going. It's time for us to assess how it is we feel about the situation, sticking our toe into those hard conversations, sticking our toe into our emotions, our self-limiting beliefs, and allowing the light to illuminate what it is we truly believe. What is it that we truly believe about the world? What is it we truly believe about men? What does it truly believe about the politics, the country, the system? What is it that we truly believe? You're going to have to take the time to look within for sure. And like I said, when it comes to this forgiveness, it to me is giving, don't take it personal. Just be glad you see now. Because again, even in the Hangman, it's got eyes on it. All the cards that we've been showing out has eyes. So that means everybody should be aware. Your third eye should be open to be able to see clearly as to what is truly going on around you. And again, Spirit is saying balance. Don't take it personal. Take the information, see it, and move how you see fit. And like I said, we're at a point where it's a rise of the divine feminine, whether it manifests as being light or dark. At the end of the day, the divine feminine rising, taking back control, doing what it is that they feel like they need to do for themselves and their community, is going to be what actually balances everything out. So, with the fertility card here, I've got the 5 of Cups. And I hate to give this message, but what it's saying is until we figure out what it is that we're truly going to do and how we're going to operate, there could be some loss. There could be some disappointments. There could be some pain, some growing pains in the situation. But the sooner we snap out of this, someone else is going to help us type energy, as soon as we snap out of the somebody else is coming to save us type energy, the sooner we save ourselves, the sooner we can save the children, the sooner we can truly move in our divine purpose, our divine leadership, especially when it comes to, the caring of our body and the raising and caring of the future, aka the children. Again, this is not a male bashing situation. This is not any of that. I personally believe that masculine and feminine energy are meant to dwell and be in harmony, especially with the law of gender. That is a universal law. So no, this is not one of those. Okay. However, the universe is saying that this has been out of balance for a very long time, and this is to wake all of the women up. Okay. Now, so looking within, Spirit, what do you have for looking within? What do you have for looking within? Looking within. I've got the 9 of Cups and I've got the 5 of Swords. And a part of it to me, of course, the 9 of Cups is representative of, personal joy, personal power, having the things that you truly desire, your cups being full, all but one, and it represents independence. But to me, with this card here, is sort of, to me, warns against that a bit with the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords is like that winning but at what cost type of energy. And with the snake being here, to me it's like, a warning of not to throw the baby out with the bathwater, if that makes sense. Like as you go within, and you start to realize the true situation of the 3D world that we live in, there's going to be some things that come up and you're not going to like it, and you might want to try to go for a situation of, revenge, or go spew negativity, or whatever the situation may be. But be mindful of the fact that this is a situation of balance too. Don't, what is it? Don't cut off your nose to spite your face. Be careful of your ego. Be careful of your ego. Is there anything else you want to say about this situation, Spirit? The Tower card. Yeah. So that actually confirmed what I was saying about the ego part with the looking within. It's going to break some things down for you. But just be careful. Yeah. And again, confirmation, as you have the dark and the light. It's like the yin and the yang. Please keep in mind that the divine masculine and the divine feminine are still meant to work together. Okay? It's just that we're in a time period right now in which the divine feminine truly has to set the example in order, like really start to take control of your own life and your own experiences, your own situations and circumstances, to ensure that that feminine energy is truly being taken care of. Anything else? It's just confirming everything over and over and over and over again. Ace of Swords means clarity and truth. The Four of Cups right here, to me, it kind of represents the yin and yang once again. The original Four of Cups shows like a sleight of hand, like you're focused on these three cups, but there's a cup that you're not seeing. Well, here it's like two cups. You're being shown and presented these two cups, but there's also a set of cups right underneath it that you may not be seeing, but they're also equally inverted. So again, it gives that representation of the yin and yang that I spoke of. And then last but not least, it's the Apprentice of Cups. So this is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is usually a reaching out to say, I'm sorry. It's usually an apology. It's usually like an olive branch. It's usually, it could also be utilized as a proposal, or, some type of making amends type card. And that's where it's at. Spirit wants you to know that this was meant to be an eye-opener to... It was meant to be an eye-opener to truly show you where you are and for you to take control. Because if not, no one else was going to speak on our behalf. No one else is going to speak on our behalf. And it was just getting darker and deeper, darker and deeper, darker and deeper. So, there might have been some delulus out there. Hopefully you're no longer delulu about, the people around you, the level of protection you may or may not have in your life. And again, this is not to say that everybody in your life is some negative individual, but it's to show you overall what it is that people are dealing with what women are dealing with as a collective, what women are dealing with as a whole, and what it looks like when people say, because it's not me, or because I don't have to deal with it, it's not my problem. And how much that saying truly rings true for a lot of people. So that's the message from Spirit on that. I'm glad we was able to get it out, because oh my goodness, I was trying real hard not to, start a riot, but that's what it is. It's time to take your power back. I'm not saying fight, whatever that looks like for you, that's what it is. It's time to take your power back. It's time to look out for yourself. It's time for you to make sure that your children are safe. There's been this influx of seeing women with like blades and you know, other things that represent, you know, protection and safety for themselves and their children. And I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's a beautiful thing. Little time to stand on business. So that is what Source has to say about that. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get some ideas off the ground. I'm hearing all types of resources. We need everything. I'm hearing everything. Like I want to be like, oh, you know, what are some resources that we can do and use? But everything. Women that can do construction work, women who have the ability to do energy work. Let me tell you something. One of the reasons I'm here is because I am going to do a collective Reiki session at the end of today's live. And I really just want to the collective nervous system is shot. You hear me? And by collective I mean like divine feminine, like Nine of Swords for confirmation. It's like a little bit of panic. Nine of Swords again. The Hierophant. Ace of Pentacles. Page of Cups. Ace of Wands. The Knight of Swords. Nine of Swords and the Hierophant. In this particular case, the Hierophant can be representative of the GOV. Not being happy, and representative of the GOV here. As you can see, the spotlight on them and the big old shadow that it casts. So it's almost like the more you see, there's still things that are underlying that you do not see. And that is a concern. Because if you big, bad, brave enough to tell me that this is what you're doing when it comes to my concerns, my body, especially, again, if you have not looked into Project 2025, please take an opportunity to go back and look through that, because it is definitely an interesting situation. What is this? Ooh. I don't like that. Not me playing with the filters, I'm sorry. I didn't know what that was. Anyway. Uh-oh. Cancel. No. Okay, there we go. Had to make it go away. Yeah, so it's like, if you're big, bad, and brave enough to tell me that that's what you're doing, then what are you not telling me you're doing? And here we go with the Ace of Pentacles. New beginning. But in this particular case, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna take it in reverse, because again, I have an understanding of what a light understanding of what Project 2025 means and is, and it's given the energy of GOV assistance is going down to a minimum. The Social Security is being affected, which is going to raise retirement age. Medicaid is going away. School funding, I want to say, I know Head Start is going away according to Project 2025. And there's a lot of people who rely on that for childcare, because childcare month can be anywhere from, depending on how many children you have, can be anywhere from $800 to $1,500 a month. Like that's a mortgage, that's rent, and it's just really sad. Anyway, I just feel like this might be a taking away or a removal of resources. We've got the Page of Cups here, which looks real suave. And it's like, be there. He looks real suave, he looks real cool, he looks real smooth. But he's looking towards this woman right here. This is the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is representative of your personal power. It can be representative of a new passionate beginning, something that you're learning and you're putting your energy towards in a fresh new way. And hopefully that means that this is going to be the say it, Spirit. This is going to be the new norm. Excuse me, good Lord. This new beginning of, finding ways to figure out what's best for us to do for ourselves, or that's beneficial for women. Got the Knight of Swords here, and it's that rushing in energy. Sometimes it can be very very swift, wanting to get things done, but also it can be very reckless if you didn't take the time out to do your due diligence, if that makes sense. But is there anything else you want to say about this? Is there anything else you want to say about this? The Queen of Swords and the Emperor. Once again, it's giving that energy of nobody's coming to save you. It's time to save yourself. Those boundaries and stuff that you were talking about. Again, I mentioned the 4B. I think Spirit doesn't think that's too bad of an idea. Because again, if you take a look at this, we got the Emperor. Directing the picture, calling the shots, it's representative of order. But the Queen of Swords is faced away from him and in a defensive posture, like, nope, I'm not hearing none of what that has to say. So, yep, and the shield she has is on his side, which is like defending itself against the Emperor. The Emperor card can also be representative of the GOV as well, because it's keywords for it is like law and order. So law, order, business, a company, it can be representative of that as well. So again, just repeating the message: beware, be graceful with the situation, count it joy that we know that this is what it is right now, and we have time, we have awareness to do something about it. Okay. So shoot, while we're here, let's ask Divine Spirit, Holy Spirit, source of all that is. How do you feel? Well, feel. What source? What will be the result? We're gonna say. What is the most likely result of implementing the 4B movement here in the U.S.? What is the most likely result? Strength card. Getting our point across. What is the most likely result of implementing the 4B movement here in the States? Good idea. It's a great idea. So we've got the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands to me is usually like a happy card. It can also represent marriage, but to me it represents foundation. So starting a whole new foundation of such. With the Queen of Cups here, it represents, to me, it represents emotion. It also kind of represents being back in our soft era. You know what I'm saying? Like it's self-love. It's putting ourselves first. It's putting that same cup that we used to pour out to everyone else. It's like, no, baby, I'm filling my cup first. I'm filling my cup with me first. I love that. And then we got the Justice card and the World card. So what I'm thinking is that this is really going to make a huge difference. Oh my goodness, this is going to make a really huge difference. The 4B movement here in the state, like this is really going to change up some stuff. It could really realign, and that's what they mean by getting creative with, you know, ways to take your power back. I saw on TikTok at one point that someone was saying, or it was a young lady, I don't know her name, and this is not to take credit for anything she's saying, but she said something along the lines of female dominated industries, or industries in which that are primarily funded through females, stop doing it. Stop going. For example, it was a nightclub. Yes. So if you've seen that on TikTok, you know what I'm talking about. But this lady, she's pale skinned, and she had long dark hair, and she was talking about how, you know, nightclubs and stuff like that are founded and filtered, and, you know, their primary selling point is you get the ladies in here, you know, ladies free before 11 type vibe, and then yeah, ladies free before 11, and then, you know, that's what caused the men to flock and come around. But, you know, stop going, then the clubs are going to start shutting down. Those things that people will do so they can find the ladies, you know, will be non-existent. And then we create our own venues and places in which, you know, are women safe, women friendly. Now, how we would go through any of that without, quote unquote, being discriminatory, I don't know. But Spirit is saying it's a good idea. It's almost like, don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. Look, it's giving people will. Okay, I'm not gonna say it's giving people will cosplay to find the answer to that. But when I say cosplay, I don't mean any offense to, you know, the LGBT community. That's not what I'm saying. But it's giving we'll figure it out. But the fact that he has this in his hand with the mask on, like, that's what I mean by, like, cosplaying. Like, nah, people are going to try to pretend that they down with the program, that they, you know, they with it and all this other kind of stuff, but they might not be. Now the Two of Pentacles here, right up underneath the Queen of Cups. So again, having a balance of, you know, but it's all about taking care of yourself, though. Look how beautiful she looks. A balance of taking care of your business and making sure that yourself is taken care of, and not draining yourself dry trying to do for everybody else. It's giving reclaim your time. Reclaiming your time, because you're the star. Nobody wanted to give you your due justice, your just due. No one wanted to give you your just due. So it's time to take it. That's what I'm giving. And then we've got the World Star, the World card, and the Ten of Cups right there at the bottom. To me, it's saying that this is really and truly going to bring some harmony back into the world. Because the thing is, and if I remember correctly from other things that I've read, there are other countries who had already implemented this, and now the government is like, we don't have any first or second graders to, come in, and they're having to shut schools down and all these other different things. And I think that is so impressive. But something else, thank you, Spirit, it just dawned on me. So we spoke about Project 2025. I'm probably going to keep speaking about it from time to time. But Project 25, in Project 25, it also mentions that they are taking away certain websites that allow you to see women in their most vulnerable form, if you get what I'm saying. And if that is the case, there's already an air around, the more predatory side of masculine energy. And as much as, these things is definitely going to balance out the system a bit, we can't forget the five of relationship. We can't forget the 5 of cups card that came out. Some sorrow, some disappointment, some pain, and trigger warning. My concern is that if they're not getting it freely and there is no outlet in other ways, it may be taken advantage of. You get what I'm saying? So, Spirit, this is the overall, and I greatly appreciate that. But what is the underlying part that we don't know? And this is the what lies beneath deck. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm seeing is it is going to be some of that. Betrayal, deceit, backstab, traitor. What is that? Can't be trusted or not to be trusted. So there are going to be a few that don't. But things are going to fall apart in order to fall together. It's going to force men into emotional intelligence, into being better, doing better, understanding that just because, the different arguments that they've had. I don't want to go into the blue pill, red pill conversations. Is this something? That's another concern for Project 25. I think, was it no fault divorce being taken off the table? So something to be aware of. But it's going to be game over, because a lot of what's done in the dark, getting a room, hotel rooms, all these other different things, is going to begin to come into light. Game over. Game over. It's going to be a situation where for a little while what's going to happen is we have a saying in my community that not all skin folk are kinfolk. And what that means is just because you look like me, just because you have the same parts as me, just because, we have certain similarities, we grew up the same way or whatever, it does not mean that we are allies. It doesn't mean we stand for the same things. And what I'm hearing here is there's going to be the 4B girlies. There's going to be the women who, in the middle, standing their ground, I don't mess with these unhealed, less aware masculines anyway. And then there's going to be what people call pick-me's, is going to be the women that tend to have a little bit less standards, yes. But eventually it's going to get old. It's going to be an outdated program, and they're going to, the men are going to have to keep up, put up and shut up, keep up, put up and shut up, because this old way of thinking is going to be discarded. I'll show you. Thank you, Spirit, because, and it's going to be it's going to be some drama. It's going to be some drama. It is, because what do you do? Because again, if you're dealing with a certain type of masculine energy, it might be a little unhealed. It might be a little bit more childish. So there's going to be some drama. But at the end of the day, this is going to end that system, that native system. It says a situation is about to explode. Shit's about to pop off and go up in flames. It's time to take your power back. That's the only way things are going to change. It's the only way things are going to change. It's going to be a little frustrating at times. Definitely want to make sure that you get your all skin folk and kinfolk. I just said that. And then we've got lipstick stains. There's always going to be somebody who is, available, or somebody who's willing to play that role. I want to say that. No judgment to, whoever. But there's, just like women say, if you won't do it, somebody else will. Men can say the exact same thing when it comes to us. Just because, the 4B girls ain't doing it, just because the women with standards ain't doing it, don't mean that there's not somebody out there that's not willing to do it. Now, what this does do, and this is just coming to mind, I want to say to every one man, there's like 7 women. And I don't remember if that's a global statistic or if it's just for the States. But, if we stand on a majority level, they're going to run out. They're going to run out. Now, I'm not getting into y'all hot souls. That's none of my business. That's none of my business. But I think these are going to be the last couple cards. Yeah. Copycat. Remember, there's going to be some men that be like, nah, I stand with you. I get that. I totally understand where you're coming from. Wow, I can't believe they did X, Y, and Z. Meanwhile, they're the problem. Remember I was talking about the King of Wands having that mask on? Copycat. I'm going to do what you do. I'm going to say what you want to say. I'm going to tell you anything you want to hear. I'm going to tell you whatever it is you want to hear. But at the end of the day, the Divine Feminine is getting ready to come through and set the record straight. So, the 4B movement is an amazing idea. Source co-signs it. I love that. I love that. I love that. Let's see if we got any more questions. Because at this point, I'm not even going to lie to you. This is fun. This is fun for me. I'm so... because it takes the edge off of, the initial thoughts of everything. It's like doom and gloom and oh my gosh, this is now, is this still, a tumultuous situation? Tumultuous? I'm having a moment. I can't remember how to say that word right now. Turmoil. Tumultuous. Whatever. I know I'm talking about. But it's still a wild situation, but there's light in it. And I appreciate Source showing the light right now. Because again, if this didn't happen, what we're going to do? Sit in the same situation that we've been sitting in, right? Sitting there with the wool over our eyes. And now we get to co-create our own environment, co-create our own space to feel safe. And then at that point, once we've created our own environment to feel safe, then we can invite, the allies in, whomever they may be, whatever they may look like. But we definitely need, by we, I mean feminine energy, I mean women. definitely need to create a place and cultivate a space for us to feel safe. And by that I mean like clinics, doctors, shelters, places for kids. And when I said places for kids, Maxine Gillon, whatever her name is, came to mind, which is again a reminder that not all skin folk are kinfolk, aka just because she is from what I understand, a biological female, doesn't mean she has the same care and consideration for people, places, things, children as others. So be careful who you let into your camp as well. Let's get into some drama. Spirit. Let's see here. So the 4B movement is amazing. Let's see what our best foot forward is. Let me see. Hold on. Make sure I don't have no readings coming through. Oh yeah. Sorry, those were other things. Cool. True emotional. Think of what question to ask. Spirit, is there anything else you would like to say before I go on my for my own here? God, spirit, source of all that is there anything else that the collective needs to know? I want to see. So this deck is called the True Emotional deck, and I'm going to ask, because it keeps coming up, and I'm like, there's this feeling of, okay, well, what about the men? And, you know, in my head, I was like, well, the men kind of already showed, you know, how they feel about the situation by voting and whatnot, but not all the men voted that way. And again, just to reiterate, I could care less about, you know, who voted for who. I'm concerned about the aftermath and our most powerful way forward. This is a conversation about how do we move forward? How do we rebuild trust, if there is any? Because a lot of people feel as though that their trust was broken. This wasn't just a conversation of, you know, who's going to leave the country, but it's a situation where there's a certain demographics whose lives could be changed forever in these next 4 years. And there are people who feel like there was a certain disregard for it. So again, the individuals who voted the way they did, whether left or right, you know, these are your family, friends, co-workers, husbands, wives, aunts, uncles, and, you know, how do you move on from that? But I'm going to ask, what are the true emotions of the men who are a part of my collective, my energy, my peeps, people who aligned in the energy of this video and the energy of this reading. How does the male energy, the masculine energy feel about this? More. It's looking like this really put a mirror up to a lot of the men's faces. They feel like they're under pressure. So illumination is here, truth, discovery, awakening. This really put a mirror up to a few people. Separation, reflecting, soul searching. Truly trying to figure out what it is that they truly feel, what they might have done, depending on, you know, where they went, what it is. But actually, with the separation, reflection, and soul searching, it kind of is giving like family man, like, oh my gosh, what happens if my wife is in this situation, or my counterpart is in this situation, my female counterpart, people who have babies, I guess. I think that's how you say it. People who have babies is in a situation where they're unable to go to term, or there's a health issue involving that, and you know, it's a lot on their mind. And regarding that, there's a few people that are, you know, living in the moment, in the sense of they're like, I can't afford to worry about that right now. It's too stressful. See, on and off, detached, hot and cold, ghosted. It's like they care, but the pressure of thinking about something like that, especially for, you know, their, like I said, their mothers, their daughters, their sisters, aunts, whatever, may be in that situation. Some of them are running away from their own thoughts, again, under pressure, anxiety, feeling like, quote unquote, time's running out. It's like anxiety, decisions. And some people want to act a fool. But I'm getting an image of maybe people didn't fully understand the gravity of their decisions, and now they're like, oh crap, like, how do I even move past this at this point? Spirit, do you have any more? Source, do you have any more? Ooh. GPS, yeah, they're trying to navigate their decisions right now. They're trying to navigate how they will work around the decisions that have been made, how they will work around, you know, making the proper decisions and precautions for their family. How do they ensure their safety? How do they, yeah. There's some people who are in that split stage, like, okay, well, I did what I wanted to do. Like, I felt like I was one situation was the lesser of two evils. It might have been this quote unquote patch of a hardship right here, but it's like they felt like, it's like they stand by their decision, but they hate that they had to stand by their decision at the risk of this, if that makes sense. Like, nah, I did it on purpose. I stand on what it is that I did, but I just hate that these were my options. I hate that these were the options that I was given. What else? Anything else? Last shuffle. Is there anything else? Last shuffle. Yeah. There are some that are, yeah, I was just getting ready to say, there's some, their happy homes have been, you know, ripped apart. There's some men that can't really stand, you know, the thought process of going through, you know, just like there are women who stand in solidarity of you know, before it be movement, there are men that are standing in solidarity of it as well. Like, look, I get it. I'm happy for you. I'll stay happily, you know, single, you know, to get this point across. But then there's other people who are just like, now that I know the risk, now that I know the situation, now that I have an understanding of the gravity of what my actions can do, they're like choosing to be single. They're choosing to remove themselves from situations in which they may have, you know, really truly loved somebody, but they're like, I can't do it. Or it might have, I've seen that, I've seen on social media, it could be fake, who knows, but I've also seen that these decisions and, you know, individuals who voted one way or another, it might have tore some households apart. So it could be like, I can't believe that you thought something like this, you know, and now that, you know, they're choosing to separate. And again, chaos, ego death, downward spiral, awakening. So this is the second part of awakening. Truly seeing the system for what it is, truly feeling like, you know, their hands were tied, seeing the, you know, feeling like the situation might have the reason I keep pausing is because I'm trying to censor, you know, a lot of the way this information is coming through, and for social media purposes. But let's just say a lot of people are coming to terms on a not so happy note of the gravity of the decisions that were made. I'll say that. And that goes for, yeah, they're realizing how precious that feminine energy truly is. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Like I said, when I get the channel and I get hot, I feel like my excuse me. I feel like my back is sweating right now. So that's where we're at. That's where spirit's at. That's where the divine feminine energy is at. That's the solution. Yeah. I think this is a message to excuse me, a message on the no fault divorce. So spirit is saying, if you know you're not supposed to be in a situation with somebody, you know that you're done with this marriage and you thought it was a good idea to drag it out, time's running out very quickly. Time is running out very quickly, especially if you're in a more abusive type situation, whether psychologically or physically, emotionally, whatever. It's going to be very, very, very hard for you to prove that. Right. But we do have allies. We're not out here alone. We're not out here alone. Because again, this is a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call for a lot of them. So, and a karmic lesson. And I hate to say that, but there might be a karmic lesson to turn the divine masculine into the divine masculine through the female body. Yeah. No bueno. But that's the message from there. else we would do? Oh, and if I didn't say, all the decks that I've used in this video thus far will probably be either in the description bar or because I'm also going to upload this to my YouTube. So if you ever miss a live and you want to know, you know, what's being said, I also upload it to my YouTube channel. It's called the Transformational Empress as well. And I always upload all of them there. But back to the cards. If you ever see a deck that you really like, if you go into my, again, the description bar, there is a link. There's a link for, I believe it either says tarot deck wish list or decks I love and recommend. It's a link that goes straight to all of the decks I love and own, and then there's a couple that are on my wish list that I definitely love and I ain't gonna say love and enjoy because I don't have them, but that I'm looking to receive, and you can look through there and see if you like any too. That is a good way, an easy way to give back to the collective, give back, you know, energy, give and receive, and yeah, it's greatly appreciated. Also, I will be coming out with a ebook on how I utilize tarot for shadow work, figuring out what questions to ask, and ways to start, if you will. And I will put decks, again, that I utilize and I own, that I find to be good for certain things. This deck right here, the Moon Goddess Oracle, this is actually the deck that I do 90% of my Divine Feminine work with. Is this, the symbolism in this deck is crazy, and I'm pretty sure I've told you. That's all. I just did the reading, and the symbolism is just so deep. And when Source gets to talking, I love it. I love it. It makes it so clear. Now, I'm one of those people, I do not always enjoy decks with smaller, like, it's not, like, this deck is small. It's small, but it's small but mighty. What is this? This is a 36 cards. This is a 36 card deck. I need rock pool to get it together. I prefer the 44, 46 and up range, because if I'm getting ready to pay, you know, $23, $26, $27 for a deck, I would so much rather have more cards than what I'm paying for at least one. But this was more than worth the cost. Like, the amount of healing work that I've done with this in a short amount of time, because I've only had this for maybe 2-3 months, I want to say, and I created a whole Divine Feminine spread with this deck to check in with my Divine Feminine, to see what she needs, to see what she needs, to see what I need to do more of, what I can do less of, what makes her feel loved, like answering those questions, what I can do right now in this moment to, you know, ensure her health, you know, what things make my Divine Feminine thrive, you know. And I actually have other decks that are centered around the Divine Feminine for me. My Moonology Messages deck here, this one screams Divine Feminine, and this is like my Divine Feminine, what's the name of the deck? Lightseers. This one right here. The cards in this is so beautiful. This deck is specifically for me though, it does not play well with the collective. I tried using it a couple of times and the messages were so hard to read. However, when I read for myself, they come out like bow, 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 bow. So that tells me that this deck wants to be mine and for me, for personal use only. But the cards are so stinking beautiful. Like, that's the Ten of Pentacles. Absolutely love it. Look at that. The Lover's card. I love it. The Sun card. All the good cards are in here. Let's see if the Empress is in here. The Empress is my favorite card. I'm pretty sure I've shown this at other times. It's very inclusive. Super pretty. Double card. Wheel of Fortune. Eight of Cups. The World card. How beautiful. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Cups. The Ten of Cups. Seven of Cups. Tower. What is that? The Knight? Knight of Cups. I know, the Star card. Ten of Swords. Even it made the Ten of Swords look gentle. And what is that? The Justice card? Yeah. So, the symbolism in this deck is insane as well. And I really like it. So, like I said, if you like any of these decks, you can definitely get your own. I also I have a bio site link, but for some strange reason, Instagram and Facebook don't like it. I don't know what made it change. I don't know if they're not able to verify it, but it's bio.bio period site site/Transformational Empress, and you'll find all of my social medias. You'll find my links for live readings. You'll find my scheduling page, the actual website itself. You'll find my Cash App in case you want to leave a tip or something for your readings, and or just to give back. Energy exchange is always good. And yeah. So I just got, how will this situation affect love going forward? The energy of love, like the energy of love, the essence of love as a universal energy. And I'm hearing the rise of self-love. The rise of self-love and self-awareness is going to be the result. What else? What else? Last shuffle, spirits. What is the result of this situation? And when I say the situation, I mean, what is the result of, reproductive rights and all that other type of stuff? What is the result of that on love and relationships? Strength. It's going to put a strain. It's going to put a bit of a strain. And I feel like we knew that, but it's going to be something even more powerful when you choose to continue to love in those types of situations. And then, back in the day, when I say back in the day, I mean like, before there were modern hospitals and different things like that, like we, was out here doing it. Like, this is, having babies is a primitive thing, so it's like, you don't have to be all types of, you don't have to be mysterious and all that type of stuff. Let's see, I'm just checking these cards. I'm probably not going to take them. They're actually very relevant. I'll take them. So you got the Strength card. You got Accept Help. And what I'm getting from the Accept Help is the communication. How's it going to affect love situations? You're going to have to rely on one another in more ways than one. The yin energy, wow. This is going to build strength and trust in a whole nother way. Women are going to have to really do their due diligence in discerning and vetting men out. Because if you look at this, it says accept help, but it says yin moon. Yin is feminine energy, yang is masculine energy. So what it's saying is the divine feminine is going to have to truly discern for oneself and be willing to communicate and ask for help. And I think in that, I want to say it. So the feminine nature definitely has, things to do with emotions and all that type of stuff. So when it comes to, I'm not going to say folding first. It would be more like the essence of a woman is, love and emotion and those types of things. So between the vetting process, between truly communicating and taking the lead in one's life, being careful with whom they choose to lay with and reproduce with, being more selective is going to cause them to avoid drama. It is going to be a level of trust, and it's going to have to be a level of strength in restraint, depending on what your situation is, and what birth control you're on, what your fertility levels and all that type of stuff is the level of protection that you're going to need. Of course, none of my business, but what is being said here is, this is going to better strengthen the vetting process between women. That lifestyle of, being with whoever you want, whenever you want, because there's always a plan B and a plan C and a plan D, is going to cause people to be a little bit more sure, because the risks outweigh the reward by a lot is what I'm getting. So this is actually going to tighten up, or going to give women more power to tighten up on what it is now. Again, based on the reading I did before last, there could be some situations in which, there may be some situations in which things may be taken unwillingly or without consent. But be brave and speak your truth. Have courage, which is right under the strength card. Have courage to say what it is that you need to say. No, I'm not doing that. No, we're not, having these conversations. Enchanted. I'm actually going to read the book on Enchanted, because excuse me. Let's see. Okay, so yeah. Long story short, it's saying, expect good things in accepting help, in communicating what it is that you truly desire. Like, trust the process, because this whole situation that's coming about, the way the feminine energy is going to handle it is going to cause more good than harm. So it says we're taught to fear the dark, but the moonlight of the full moon shows us that there is less to fear and more to be grateful for. No darkness, no moonlight. So yeah, so long story short, like, Be strong, be stern in your decisions and the things that you choose to do for yourself in making these decisions. And don't be afraid, because at the end of the day, it's doing more good than harm, and it's you taking your power back. So let's see here. Anything else? Ooh. Support. Lean on one another during this time. That feminine energy. And it's right under communicate as well. Oh. Face your fears. Face your fears falls right under take the lead. And I feel like that's self-explanatory. This is going to be a very uncomfortable time, but at the end of the day, boundaries. With that Queen of Swords, boundaries. You're going to have to step up for yourself, because at the end of the day, when stuff happens, when issue goes down, it's going to be your body that's on the quote-unquote chopping block, not anybody else's. So you're going to have to stand up and be strong. Exactly. Knowledge and the law of attraction. Avoid drama. How does this relate though? Knowledge and the law of attraction. Knowledge is kind of, common sense. Understand the law, get to know what Project 2025, understand what is truly within your right to do, and the things that are now being quote unquote limited at this time. And then it says the law of attraction. I'm seeing the ladies there. The law of attraction, and with the ladies there, it kind of gives me an idea of your tribe. Like, you're not going to be alone in this. So it goes again with the support, because it's almost like it's the same three ladies. The more you communicate, the more you talk. Yes, because these two cards are related. Look, the exact same color scheme, both with the crescent moon. The more you communicate, the more you find your tribe. The more you attract your tribe and get the support it is that you truly desire and you truly need in your life. Again, what were we talking about? That underground railroad, if need be. So, yes, that is how it's going to affect the love life. I don't know. I'm not getting, the energy of keep going. It is going to transform relationships. It is going to make it different, but it's going to put the power back into the hands that it's supposed to be in. Because there's a lot of women who are, just going with the flow and allowing their bodies to be dumping grounds for demons. And again, I'm not saying, it doesn't go both ways. I'm not saying it doesn't go both ways. But there's certain situations that are more acceptable on one side than not. And then there's situations where, it can be heavily one-sided, if you will. So there's going to be a situation of women standing in their power, utilizing the information that they have and I was in my head, it was just like, and being able to have a conversation and stand on business when it comes to masculine energy. And I was going to say, I think that was me, but I don't think that was spirit. But, no, in a masculine man's nature, sometimes, it can be a challenge for women to try to explain something to masculine energy if they lack empathy and emotional intelligence. So the thought was, I'm not going to be able to tell men anything. I'm not going to be able to tell them shit. But your actions are going to speak loud enough. Stand on business. Mean what you say. Say what you mean. Because at the end of the day, your body is going to be the one that deals with whatever the consequences are. But overall, it's going to trigger shadow work, and then there's going to be a beautiful and better union between the masculine and the feminine overall. So there is that. There is that. Let's see here. I think I'm going to go early because I do not see any readings for today. And let me see something. Okay. I might stay. So what are you guys thinking as far as, you know, these as far as the new policies that may be put into place? How are you all feeling? Because if I'm being honest, and a lot of people don't like this answer because they feel as though it's brazen, it's cocky, but I feel like God got me. Yeah. Stand integrity and celebration. Like, I've been through a lot in my own personal life, and I feel like no matter what's going on in the outside world, people live different realities. And what do I mean by that? For example, COVID. COVID was the worst time in people's lives. And then for some people, COVID was the best time in their lives. There were people who were stir crazy about, you know, having to stay in the house. Some people were so happy they never had to leave their house. They got everything delivered. They stayed at home in their blankets, warm, watched TV. They went to work in their pajamas, went to work. And the furthest they had to go was their front porch. And it was a peaceful experience for people. And then, you know, for the folks who like to go outside, the grocery store was always empty. As far as people are concerned, and, you know, the parks were filled. People were outside playing with their kids again. You know, it was an experience. It was definitely, you know, there was a yin and yang to it all. There was a good and bad, a up and a down to it all. And for me, truth. And for me, that's how I look at it. I'm determined to, you know, help as many people, help as many women, help the divine feminine as much as I can. I'm here to, hi Jenny, how you doing? You actually like missed a lot. Like, I can give you a rundown of what all was going on, but when I tell you, spirit went in. There was a lot that I was like, I don't even know if I want to say this or not. It was It was crazy. Well, I ain't gonna say it's crazy, but at the end of the day, hey, I'm good. I'm good. I can't complain. I can't complain. At the end of the day, the spirit is here for the consequences and repercussions of, you know, the conversations that have been had on the feminine body as of late. Spirit wanted us to know for sure that it was done intentionally to open the eyes of the feminine energy on the planet, to let them know, like, nobody's coming to save you. You need to really start implementing things and doing things on your own and guaranteeing your own safety, and then everyone else will follow suit. But there was also the message of, don't get angry. It's a part of the process. Forgive yourself for not seeing this coming. Give grace to those who may not have known and understanding the repercussions of the decisions that they made. And to be clear, I could care less one way or another about, oh yeah, it did get deep. And like I said, I'm not a politics person. I don't care about any of that. My concern and my question was, what is the most powerful way forward for the divine feminine at this time? And long story short, that was the message. Like, I know you're upset. Good. Do something with that anger. It did, blow shit up. No, it wasn't instant. Let me calm down. Let me not lie. It was, do something with that anger. It was, sit with yourself, look, check your subconscious beliefs about what it is you feel about the world, what it is you feel about politics, what it is you feel about the safety, your own personal safety, kids, all of those different things, and make the adjustment from there. I also went into how the masculine energy feels as far as, my collective and my community is concerned. A lot of them are like devastated. A lot of them feel like, wow, I never thought that it would be this type of situation. They're concerned, that it could be their mother, sister, cousin, aunt type situation. There's a few of them that are just like, I can't even think about any of that right now. And then there's a few people who are like, I chose the lesser of two evils. At the end of the day, like, I stand on what it is that I said. I chose what I felt was the lesser of two evils, and I hate that this is what came from me making my choice, but I still stand by my choice. I do not agree that, feminine bodies are being, bet on, waged on, voted on, but, they felt like they made the best decision for the country as a whole, and, that's it. And, the last reading that I just finished was, what is going to be the result? Oh, I talked about the 4B movement, bro. Spirit is here for it. Spirit is here for the 4B movement. If you have not looked up the 4B movement, check out the 4B movement on TikTok, because there's like layers and layers. And long story short, it's about women withholding themselves to the point where it really starts to affect the amount of humans being born in the world. So much so that there's a country overseas that was like, they are shutting down schools because there's nobody. Oh, you know what it is? Okay, great. But I saw a video and they were like, they're shutting down whole schools because there's no first and second graders coming up. I was like, that's crazy. So it's very much effective. Spirit is like, if the States does something like that, then we're in there like swimwear. Like, take your power back, do it. Of course there's going to be some light and dark that spring from that, but overall it's going to change the way masculine energy sees feminine energy. Is going to change our relevance, our importance. It's also going to trigger emotional intelligence as well. So I thought that was really cool. That it's just going to really I thought it was really cool that it's really going to mature and wake up that masculine energy so that they finally get on board with the wisdom and the more evolved feminine energy. So I thought that was really cool. I thought that was amazing. And I'm trying to figure out where to go next. Honestly, I'm not really sure where I want to go next, because I feel like we got into the nitty gritty of the divine feminine energy and what to do, where to go, policy change. It got wild for a little while, but yeah. Did you have any questions? Give me some thoughts and ideas, because I'm over here thinking, I'm like, I don't know where to go from here. But we dove deep. I'm naturally gravitating to this deck, so I'm going to see if there is a message. See if there is a message. I love your bracelets. Thank you so much. So I actually make well, not these. You know, I got these from Brit. This one and this one here from Brit. You want to see the deck? Oh my gosh. So I am a deck collector. This particular deck is the Sacred Tarot deck, and what I like about this is they have, it's like a regular tarot deck. You can pretty much figure out, you know, what it is, but they have keywords at the bottom. So the 14 right here of swords, this is the King of Swords, but it's representative of power. So if I want to, you know, if I wanted to use it to clarify another tarot deck, like, I love this. Like, this is the 8 of Wands, and it says self-confidence. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, they speak so well. And then I don't know, I think I did a YouTube video actually, but since you're here and you like decks, I love decks too. I can talk all day about decks, but I bought decks specifically to help my divine feminine thrive, and this one, oh my gosh, this one right here, the Tinseltown, like, it's so girly and so cute. But this is the 4 of Wands, like, the 4 of Wands, the 8 of Wands. This was the Queen of Swords. Like, I really enjoy. Let me see if I can find some. This is the Chariot. Look at that. Yeah, it's full of glamour, so great. That's what I'm saying. I was just like, yeah. The Ace of Cups. Like, man, I'm trying to find the Empress and maybe the Lover's card. The Hermit. Super cute with Marilyn Monroe on here. Queen of Cups. These two are neat. The Magician and the Devil. Let me see them. Like, I am here. Where did I get it from? I got these from, I got this one from Barnes and Noble, but I do have a link in my bio site. Mine is bio.site/Transformational Empress, and I have a link that says decks I own and love, or decks I use and love. Yes, I love and own, excuse me. Yeah. And then let's see here, I'm trying to find the Empress, because baby, look at this 7 of Cups. Like, yep, options. Period. Love that. Find the Empress. I'm trying to tell you, like, the Star card. Yes, I talk about obsessed. Look at the Fool card. Mind you, I'm looking for the Empress card. I promise you I am. I promise you I'm looking for the Empress card. Let me see. Good grief. My goodness. Okay, the Empress card. Oh my gosh. That pink nightgown just does it for me. Like, it's so... Yes! I'm trying to tell you. I'm just like, oh. Here we go. The Lovers. The Lovers. Old school Hollywood. Yes. Oh my gosh. It makes my divine feminine just squirm. You hear me? So, yes. So if you would like to support, definitely check out that link. For some strange reason, it won't... oh, well... yeah, the transformationalempress.com is printed. Okay, yeah. So that right there at the bottom, the Transformational Empress there. You can also go to that site and click on the decks that I love and own. And then this is my second tarot deck for my divine feminine. So I've got my Bad and Bougie deck right here. And then I have my Earth Woman's Tarot. This is my more hippie vibes. I've said it multiple times before, but this is my version of the Light Seers deck. If you remember how the Light Seers deck was just like everybody's favorite, for some strange reason this deck just screams that to me because it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So this is the Hangman, the Hierophant, Six of Wands. I just bought 2 new decks that haven't come in yet. It's so hard. Look at the High Priestess. Oh my gosh. And this deck is in there as well. The Two of Swords. So I'm gonna stop it. I know. And this is probably by far my favorite Five of Pentacles because it's not just, broken. It reminds me of, being sad, feeling alone, feeling isolated. A lot of the times it makes you feel like, oh, you're just poor. No, it just feels like you're lacking resources. You're lacking, you know what I mean? This is singing to my soul. I'm trying to tell you. Oh my gosh. Let me show you the Sun card. Okay. This is the Magician card here. I'm going to try to show you the Sun card. This is the Seven of Swords. I actually like the Seven of Swords. But Five of Cups. It makes all the sad cards not look so sad, But she's grounding. Yes. See, it speaks to you on so many different levels. I love that. Temperance. It speaks to you on so many different levels. The Four of Wands, let's see. The Ten of Pentacles. Isn't that so whimsical? It makes me happy. It makes me happy. The Three of Swords look like a surrender, almost. I promise you, I'm looking for the Sun card. Oh, the Lovers. You're an Earth sign. See? You get it. Look. There it is. There it is. Do you not just feel this deck? Do you not just feel it? Like, oh my gosh, here's a Chariot. The Sun card gets me every single time. Every single time. Okay. I'm trying to tell you. Oh my gosh, like it really just does something to me. And then This right here just screams shadow work to me. Like, she's sitting in the darkness with the Four of Swords. It's like, I'm at peace being in the dark. I'm telling, yes. Oh, and I don't know if I showed you, but this is the Devil card. I was like, like, how can you be upset? Like, how can you be mad? This is the World card and the Eight of Cups. Like, it's something about it. Something about this entire deck that just warms my heart, man. Like, I can't be mad. Ten of Cups. Like, it just is, you know? It just is. Ace of Cups. Yeah. I'm not gonna do you like I did like that. It's just exactly absolute feminine energy. So, but I was actually just saying that this particular deck, it doesn't play well with others. So like, this particular deck loves me. I even wrote my name like on the side. It was like mine. But if I was to buy another deck and specifically use it for the collective, it would be fine. But this particular deck is like, no, baby, I'm for you. I'm for you. And I'm like, okay. So I'm going to have to find your YouTube channel to see all your decks. Oh my gosh, yes, I am. This is, so I actually started off doing deck hauls and those types of things, and mini readings with the decks and whatnot. And then Spirit more so called me into doing this. Emperor card, Lord, order. Like, yeah. And then I was called into doing this. But if you go to my YouTube channel, and it's the Transformational Empress as well, you'll find some of my older videos, some of my old lives, and some of my older YouTube videos about decks and stuff like that. But man, I like, it just does something to me. I know you like shadow work because you're an AMA, but I'm going to show you this one. Have you seen this one yet? I've actually been raving about this one. Between this deck and my Moon Goddess Oracle, it gets me together. You hear me? So this deck, and the reason I love it is because it has the soul mirror. Now you got me in my element now. I'm telling you, this is between speaking on tarot. This is my second love. That's why I created the collection of my other decks. But why I love this one so much is because it gives you a keyword, and then it gives you the yin and the yang version, or the light and the dark version of it. So this one is gratitude, and then it has ungrateful or appreciative, and you apply it to whatever situation it is that you're trying to do. So between the artwork and the keywords, it really just, oh gosh, this one. So it says growth, either dying or evolving. I do shadow work with tarot and Lilith. See? Yes. Look at that. I'm trying to tell you. Inner child, careless or receptive. Yes. Black, white, and gold. And there's a couple of them with a hint of a little blue, but man. And to say it's so, I don't want to say bare minimum. It has so much in the art of it. So you got sadness, and you have defensive or listening. And there's so much in that. Like the fact that the tears are, flowers instead of actual tears. Like, there's something to be said about that. And this is a different color. So you got intuition, confused, or clear. There's no greater shadow. Exactly. You have to go through the dark to find it. Yes. See? See? So you get it. You get it. So I am in love with this deck, and it really gets me together. Like, communication, stifled or communicative, and then I got one more to show you, and then that deck, I know why you use it. We are connecting. I'm trying to tell you, like, okay, so these are the last ones. So you got perceptive, being oblivious or being aware. Like, come on, eyebrows. You see it. You see the eyebrows. And then the water with the emotion. Portal, open or closed. Speaking on your womb energy. And then last, I saw the transformation and I was like, I have to do this. So transformation, repressed or activated. And I love the butterfly wings in this. As deep as the ocean, see? Yes. Like, my deck collection is insane, really. I actually have, and I'm like slightly embarrassed, but not so embarrassed to say it. I want to say I have about 80 decks. A lot of them is in storage right now, and I probably have 20 of them with me right now, because I might have a problem. Just might. I might end up getting all of them. I'm trying to tell you, it's so, I'm so drawn. I'm so drawn, and they give you so much use out of it, and it's so versatile. I can't put it down. And at first I'm used to decks that have, 44 or more cards. So I almost didn't get this one because I was like, 42 cards, man, being a brat. But this has 42, and it gives me full, thorough readings. And then it pairs well with other tarot as well. And actually, I pair it with this one. So I'm a very kooky creative. Let's see, 80s is not a problem. Not at all. Spirit speaks to us. I'm trying to tell you. Yes, 80. Yes. And it's been growing. It's been growing, and wow. And this is one of my other go-tos. Every little thing you do is magic, and it's a little kooky, and I like it because this is the first time I'm actually ever saying it on this platform. But my spiritual awakening came through, or my ego death came through psychedelics. And a lot of what I saw in this deck reminded me of my psychedelic journey. So I really enjoy this. Is that witchy like? Yes. Look at the magician. That's cute. It's like, it's witchy, but it's so weird and different at the same time. Let's see. And I'm just going to kind of keep myself fun. And then you have the Hierophant. And what I love about this is, the saying, elephants never forget. I like that. Temperance. So it's witchy. Look at the Justice card. The Justice card is insane. strength. This is different. The Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is interesting. This is definitely a how do people say it? It's a personal preference. This is an acquired taste. An acquired taste for sure. But you get the point across. Like the Three of Pentacles, bees working, you know. Got the Judgment cards with the butterfly and the eyes. Kind of like the Wizard of Oz. Yes. Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. Yes. All of that. All of that. I thought it was really cool. And yeah, with the High Priestess. Yeah, this is the Devil card. It's definitely, like I said, an acquired taste, but it still evokes emotion. This is the Ten of Swords. Like, not Bambi. No. Little baby. You know, stuff like that. So, yeah. And then it's so, I know. I'm like, how neat. And then this is the King of Cups with the seahorses. So a little bit is you know, understanding the idea or the animals that come through, because they have the seed horse, which they mate for life. Like, once they find, you know, why would they do that? But I wasn't. I know. That's what I'm saying. It's something different about this deck. Like, it has a lot, and it has a lot in here. It's so strange. It's so strange yet so neat. Ten of Cups with the laughing foxes, I guess. The Six of Pentacles, you know, two trying to go the same direction, being fair, you know. Ace of Pentacles, something so simple, you know. So it's very interesting. Ten of Pentacles. The Hermit, and then it just goes cosmic. It's so unhinged. It's so unhinged. Right, such an interesting deck. And at first I was like, I think I might have bit off more than I can chew, because what is this? But the more I worked with it, the more it just started to kind of become natural. It became very natural for me to use this deck. I was just like, this is nuts, but I like it. And then, let's see. I think I have one more that screams Divine Feminine. Like, of course, the Moon Goddess deck. This one, like I said, it gets me together. But, have you seen the Sacred Destiny? I feel like a lot of people have this deck. Like, if you ever watch YouTube videos and stuff like that about tarot deck, when do you use those cards? I feel like they are so special. If you're talking about this one right here, we have, yes. So I love that. But the Moon Goddess Oracle, to be honest, when I do my Divine Feminine readings for myself and others, this is actually the deck that I use specifically for it, because it's so, between the keywords and the symbolism in the deck, it just does it for me, you know. I use the deck I use it to specifically ask what my Divine Feminine wants. Like, how can I take care of you at this time? What do you want to see more of? What can I do more of to make you feel loved and appreciated? And this particular deck just really allows for me to utilize the keywords and utilize the art to get the point across. It does really good with that. And again, like I said, this is a 36 card deck, and like I said, it makes me sad. I prefer 44 or more, but it looks so simple. Yes, yes, and it's so easy to read. It's so easy to read. Like, I might not know all of the people because that name at the top, I have no idea. I have no idea who that is, but you get the point, you know. You definitely get the point. Balance. And these are a few of the cards that came up too. Love. And then the colors. Yeah, right. Right, I'm like, I don't know who that is, but you know, shout out to her. But yes, I get very very clear readings from this deck. Look, it's so pretty. I know, like, and they're just enough. Like I said, I like to be greedy. A soft happiness, exactly. I like to be greedy when it comes to, you know, cards and stuff, but I look at this and I'm just like, this is really just enough. Like, it makes me so happy. This is one of the cards that came out earlier. Fertility, you know, especially dealing with the conversation that we were having. It was very much so fitting. But sensuality, growth, creativity. This is another one of the cards that came out. So let me tell you about the symbolism in this bad boy. Okay, so first of all, you've got the crescent moon, you know, and then she's pouring water, so pouring out emotions from above. But then you have the snake right up there at the top. And for me, what that represented was the third eye being open, because there's that card is beautiful, isn't it though? It represents the third eye being open, because if I'm not mistaken, the representation for your pineal gland being open really, it looks very similar to a snake's head being put up. So yeah, I just thought it was very, very interesting how this deck is called creativity, and it's talking about, you know, your third eye, and, you know, pouring into your emotions. And if you also look, like, she's pouring into her hands, so there's a level of balance that's being had, you know, flowers growing around her. So it just did a lot for me at the same time. And then this particular card, and this is going to be the last one I show, just so I don't, you know, overwhelm you. This is the strength card. And what I enjoy about this card is the fact that, you know, strength, you know, sometimes people think it's being hard. That's interesting you say that. I've been seeing snakes for a few weeks. See? Already aligned. But yeah, snakes, as much as it can be, you know, the whole snakes in the grass and people coming for you and stuff like that. No, it can also be a whole new level of awareness. It can also be a whole new level of awareness. And your third eye being open, clear, ready to receive, at the ready mark. Self-love with that last card. Yeah, strength can be choosing yourself. And that's what I enjoy. So, yes. Strength is also choosing yourself. So, this deck has a special place in my heart when I really want to get down to the nitty gritty of what my divine feminine is feeling, and not in a, you know, when I want to cater to her, when I really want her to speak up, like, okay, I feel down today, what is it that I need, what do I need to do? And it's not I need to go for something. It gives a related emotion, like, okay, so this is what's going on. So I, look at the picture and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I probably actually need to sit down somewhere. Like she feels like there's too much going on around here, So stuff like that. I really like it. And then the Moonology deck is a very colorful deck. Thank you so much for showing me. I'm not on IG much, but I'm so happy I caught your live. Man, I'm so glad. I'm glad you came, because I was just sitting here thinking, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna stay the whole time, but like I really wanted to commit to staying until 11 o'clock. And like I said, this is the other part of my passion. I enjoy these decks. I should probably do more reviews too, just to kind of balance it out, because a lot of these readings and stuff can get very heavy, and I don't mind it. I enjoy helping people, but the way my Divine Feminine works, like, she enjoys the work and the play, so I like to try to stick to both. And this deck is just so colorful. My phone is about to die. Oh yeah, no worries. No worries. But just showing you a couple more. Watch for signs. The past. I've done quite a few readings with this. Believe it or not, this deck just threw me off so bad. I was ready to take it back to the store, but Spirit told me not to. And now I do the majority of my readings with these. It's just you have to ask your question in a certain type of way for it all to make sense. And I have this habit of, when I get decks, I try to use it the way that I want to use it instead of the way it wants to be used. So this deck actually taught me to not be so stern. It taught me that there's a reason for the process, if that makes sense. Like, sometimes, you want to cut to the chase. That is also interesting. I love it. I'm a very colorful, creative, attention deficit type person. So seeing these and the way I've been able to, understand them now. At first this deck was very intimidating, but I get it now. I work very well with this deck, and I'm glad I got it. Shadow work, new beginnings. I love that. The celebration card. Go for it. Yeah. Change your tune. Stay in integrity. Intuition. I do like that deck. I know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, at first it's like, I don't know. It's a lot going on, but once you figure out how to speak its language, it's very easy. The colors mean a thing. The keywords definitely make it. And then the book actually breaks it down a whole lot. Like, it tells you about your fears, and it talks about, fears, and it gives you homework to do if you want to go through that process. I don't like doing homework, but yeah. And see, look, a bull. You ever heard the saying, a bull in a china shop? Self-regulation. I thought this was probably by far one of my favorite cards, because it makes so much sense. Accept responsibility, boundaries, and then, okay, these two are last. Face your fears and slow down. Yes. So, I absolutely love these decks. Definitely speaks to my Divine Feminine energy. And I hope everyone else was able to enjoy it as well. Let's see what happened there. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I might do a closing reading. I don't know. I don't go closing reading. Do I wanna? I think this deck is a little bit more drama filled. I'm not mad. Let's see. Let's see. So I want to do. I think next time I go live, I'm going to be a little bit more planned, so that it's not so many stop and goes and pauses and stuff like that. But it's interesting. Or I can learn to do a better job of maybe breaking down some of these videos so that everything is seen, everything is done. But if you've made it this far, go ahead and hit the like button. If you're on my YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. If you enjoy the energy, if you enjoy what I have to bring to the table, if you enjoy the reading, I would like to go on live on my YouTube, but I need to have 50 subscribers for YouTube for that. So go ahead and subscribe so that I can start doing YouTube lives. Believe it or not, while I'm on Instagram, I think I just uploaded a video to my YouTube. Excuse me. I just uploaded a video to my YouTube where I did free money readings. Every now and then, Spirit just tells me to do readings for the collective for free. Like people, I talk to people, go live, have those conversations, and we have those discussions. I've done free divine feminine readings. I've done free career readings. I've done just more recently free money readings. And like I said, every now and then Spirit just wants me to give back, and I listen. I think it's very important. And again, if this is your first time here, my name is Ty. I am the Transformational Empress, and my goal is to give you spiritual, emotional, and good Lord, I'm having a moment. It's the third one. Anyway, my goal is to give you guidance, counseling on your own self-limiting beliefs. My goal is to help guide you so that you are able to get out of your own way, bring awareness to you of the things that you may believe about life, about the world, about your finances that may not be true. Help you to heal those beliefs, to sort of move the domino out of the way so that you can really pick up momentum in the things that you truly want to see in your life. Sometimes we don't realize that a certain belief that we have causes us to go to create a pattern in our life of the things that we do not desire to see. So we get to the root of it. I do a reading for it. We get to the root of it. You address it, heal it, and then you're able to make strides and go into a completely different direction. And to me, healing is a bunch of small realizations that you internalize and then implement. So once you realize something to be true or not true, you internalize it and you create a pattern and a habit of something different based on the things that you now think are true, based on something different. So having that realization inevitably changes your life, because you're not going to do the same thing because you already know that it doesn't serve you. So it sounds simple, but you'll be amazed at the things people hold on to and have no idea that that's what they're doing. Because you can say, oh wow, this sucks, I don't want to feel that again. And you will base your whole life and all of your decisions on, I don't want to feel this again, and you end up preventing yourself from going down roads that you actually needed to go down for your highest good, because you were in fear or in a state of lack based on what it is that you truly believe. And that is a setup for failure. It helped at one time. It protected you and it kept you safe at a time, but now it hinders you. Now it's causing you to be in a pattern of self-sabotage and stagnation, and you're fighting, wondering why things aren't working for you, and it's because you're holding on to something that no longer serves you. What's the verse? When I was a child, I did as a child does. But now that I'm an adult, a man, a woman, I do what an adult does. So I'm here for it. And I'm working on my elevator pitch. Listen, I'm not perfect, alright? As many times as I spaced out here, let me tell you something. The reason I can sit before you right now is because I've been through it, and I'm here standing. I've had PTSD, and I say had because I'm speaking it into existence. I'm clinically diagnosed with PTSD, anxiety, depression. I'm a divorcee. I lost my mom, my marriage, and separated from the military, all at the same time, within a year and a half of each other. And then I want to say a year and a half before that, I had a miscarriage. So there was just a lot that compiled that I did not have the time, the energy, or the space to heal from. And I was down for a while. But I was able to get back up. And I'm willing to share my tips with you. I'm willing to share my healing journey with you. And I'm willing to do the same for you. I want to be, my desire, my goal is to be the person for you that I wish I had had for myself when I was going through. So who am I looking for? I'm looking for the mothers. I'm looking for the veterans. I'm looking for those who are tired of seeing, certain things in their lives. I'm looking for those who are trying to get rid of, the patterns, who are willing to slow down for a little while and see what it is that they may be doing that is helping and or hurting their situation. I'm here for those who are standing in their feminine energy and wanting to, strive and support one another at this time that is pivotal, okay? And I'm here to help. That's all I can say. I'm here to help. Okay. So I think that's my time. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I appreciate the people who popped in and popped out. I saw you guys. I didn't say a whole lot because I was just trying not to drag the situation on, and I didn't want to lose my channel name. But if all hearts and minds are clear, be good, be smart, be safe. Check out www.thetransformationalempress.com if you would like to schedule your own reading. If you would also like to check out the decks that I use, go to www.thetransformationalempress.com so you can and I'm running a special. Oh my gosh, how did I not say this? So if you made it to the end of the video, someone write in the comment section Women 66. Women 66 is the coupon code that you can get 66% off of my services from now to the end of November. 66% off on my services, because I want to help as many women as possible in the month of November. I know it's been a lot. I know the energy has been high, and I would like to be able to do something to get back. Okay? So with that being said, I will talk to you guys on tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening.